Hello, teacher. I am Huang Wing. Today is Friday, the 25th of February 2022. This is the exercise WH question. What to you and who's the plus nouns you see to you? What do you prepare a where occasion? Whose where occasion do you prepare? Mine. What do you need a bike? Whose bike do you need? My brother's. What do you enjoy? The party. Whose party do you enjoy? My customers. What do you make? Cocktail. Cocktail. Whose cocktail do you make? My friends. What do you learn? Soft skills course. Whose soft skills course do you learn? My professors. What do you fold? The letter. Whose letter do you fold? Mine. What do you break? A vase. Whose vase do you break? My mom's. What do you catch? A cat. Whose cat do you catch? My neighbor's. What do you repair? A computer. Whose computer do you repair? My daughter's. What do you find? A notebook. Whose notebook do you find? The architect's. What do you prepare? The picnic. Whose picnic do you prepare? My parents. What do you need? Cash. Whose cash do you need? My father's. What do you enjoy? Huns. Whose huns do you enjoy? My nieces. What do you make? Pasta. Whose pasta do you make? My aunts. What do you learn? Communication skills. Whose communication skills do you learn? My bosses. What do you fold? Bath towel. Whose bath towel do you fold? My father's. What do you break? A dish. Whose dish do you break? My friend's. What do you catch? Butterflies. Whose butterflies do you catch? My children's. What do you repair? A toy. Whose toy do you repair? My son's. What do you find? A wallet. Whose wallet do you find? The businessman's. What do you prepare? The presentation. Whose presentation do you prepare? My colleagues. What do you need? The backpack. Whose backpack do you need? My sisters. What do you enjoy? A hamburger. Whose hamburger do you enjoy? The clerks. What do you make? Chocolate. Whose chocolate do you make? My uncle's. What do you learn? Project management course. Whose project management course do you learn? My coaches. What do you fold? A scarf. Whose scarf do you fold? My sisters. What do you break? The window. Whose window do you break? My neighbors. What do you catch? A ball. Whose ball do you catch? The babies. What do you repair? A phone. Whose phone do you repair? My father's. What do you find? A novel. Whose novel do you find? My sister's. What do you prepare? A speech. Whose speech do you prepare? My boss's. What do you need? A guitar. Whose guitar do you need? My band's. What do you enjoy? Seafood. Whose seafood do you enjoy? The chef's. What do you make? Smoothie. Whose smoothie do you make? My neighbors. What do you learn? English. Whose English do you learn? My teachers. What do you fold? A tent. Whose tent do you fold? My mother's. What do you break? The laptop. Whose laptop do you break? My classmates. What do you catch? A rabbit. Whose rabbit do you catch? My daughters. What do you repair? A lamp. whose lamp do you repair? My grandpa's. What do you find? Whose keys do you find? The driver's. What do you prepare? Dinner. Whose dinner do you prepare? My cousin. What do you need? Money. Whose money do you need? My manager's. What do you enjoy? A cup of tea. Whose cup of tea do you enjoy? Mine. What do you make? A baster. Whose baster do you make? My father's. What do you learn? Networking course. Whose networking course do you learn? My colleagues. What do you fold? A red coat. Whose red coat do you fold? My husband's. What do you break? The sunglasses. Whose sunglasses do you break? My dad's. What do you catch? A ostrich. Whose ostrich do you catch? A farmer's. What do you repair? A fridge. Whose fridge do you repair? My uncle's. What do you find? A watch. Whose watch do you find? The tour guide's. What do you prepare? A meal. Whose meal do you prepare? My dog's. What do you need? A shirt. Whose shirt do you need? My mother's. What do you enjoy? Some biscuits. Whose biscuits do you enjoy? My pen pals. What do you make? Spaghetti. Whose spaghetti do you make? My sisters. What do you learn? Time management course. Whose time management course do you learn? Mr. David. What do you fold? A newspaper. Whose newspaper do you fold? My grandfather's. What do you break? A mirror. Whose mirror do you break? My sister's. What do you catch? A fish. Whose fish do you catch? My mom's. What do you repair? A car. Whose car do you repair? The policeman's. What do you find? A socks. Whose socks do you find? Grandfather's. What do you prepare? A dessert. Whose dessert do you prepare? My family's. What do you need? Time. Whose time do you need? My boyfriend's. What do you enjoy? Pancakes. Whose pancakes do you enjoy? My aunt's. What do you make? Fruit juice. Whose fruit juice do you make? My family's. What do you learn? Teamwork course. Whose teamwork course do you learn? My team's. What do you fold? The curtain. Whose curtain do you fold? My son's. What do you break? The picture frame. Whose picture frame do you break? My nephew's. What do you catch? A bird. Whose bird do you catch? My brother's. What do you repair? A table. Whose table do you repair? My mother's. What do you find? A pen. Whose pen do you find? Hers. What do you prepare? A business trip. Whose business trip do you prepare? My director's. What do you need? A house. Whose house do you need? My husband's. What do you enjoy? Beef noodles. Whose beef noodles do you enjoy? My grandmother's. What do you make? A payment. Whose payment do you make? Mine. What do you learn? Creative thinking course. Whose creative thinking course do you learn? My trainers. What do you fold? The blanket. Whose blanket do you fold? My daughter's. What do you break? A cup. Whose cup do you break? My boss's. What do you catch? A snake. Whose snake do you catch? My dad's. What do you repair? An oven. whose oven do you prepare? My aunt. What do you find? A passport. Whose passport do you find? His passport. What do you prepare? Baggage. Whose baggage do you prepare? My parents. What do you need? Documents. Whose document do you need? My teachers. What do you enjoy? A kiss. Whose kiss do you enjoy? My younger sisters. What do you make? Gift basket. Whose gift basket do you make? My partners. What do you learn? Conflict resolution course. Whose conflict resolution course do you learn? Miss Sarah's. What do you fold? Table gloves. Whose table gloves do you fold? My friends. What do you break? A promise. Whose promise do you break? Mine. What do you catch? A turtle. Whose turtle do you catch? My boyfriend's. What do you repair? A clock. Whose clock do you repair? Mine. What do you find? The bicycle. Whose bicycle do you find? The doctor's. What do you prepare? An exam. Whose exam do you prepare? My students. What do you need? Forks. Whose forks do you need? My roommates. What do you enjoy? An embrace. Whose an embrace do you enjoy? My families. What do you make? Videos. Whose videos do you make? My best friends. What do you learn? Transfer pricing course. Whose transfer pricing course do you learn? An accountant's. What do you fold? Poker hand. Whose poker hand do you fold? My grandmother's. What do you break? A bowl. Whose bowl do you break? The waiters. What do you catch? A breath. Whose breath do you catch? Mine. What do you repair? The headphones. Whose headphones do you prepare? Do you repair? My nephew. What do you find? A lipstick. Whose lipstick do you find? The nurses.